Moving on, reports on the Israeli economy are causing concern again, with the inflation rate standing at 5.2%, despite the economy growing by another 6.8% in the second quarter alone. So what's going on? Returning to the program to discuss is Chief Economic Commentator with Calcalist, Adrian Filut. Adrian, it's great to have you back with us. Now, Israel's inflation is high, but the economy is also doing well. How do those two things square? And if the economy is doing well, why are so many high-tech companies laying people off?
So that's exactly what's supposed to be. Namely, when an economy is growing extremely fast, what we see is high inflation. That's pure economics. That's the nature of economic dynamics. Just imagine that you go into the Machane Yehuda market with full of money, plenty of people get into, and they want to eat, to buy fruits and vegetables, and you have a small amount of fruit and vegetables. What's going to happen to the prices? Of course, they're going to rocketing, and this is exactly what's going on here. We were announced about high inflation, and the day afterwards, we were announced that basically the economic growth, the GDP growth, the product of the Israeli economy, it's actually growing faster than inflation. So let's put it this way, rephrase it in this way. We have our problem is that we are growing too much. It's too good. The economic situation is too good to be true, and we are paying the price of high prices.
Again, though, just to press on that, because I'm not an economist, but if the economy is doing well and the shekel is strong, then our purchasing power should be higher against the supply. Inflation should decline, no? I mean, that's how economist David Richard Henderson, for example, explains it.
Look, our purchasing power is, you are right, our purchasing power is going down, but as already mentioned, economic growth, consumption, investment, it's going up even faster. So we are not feeling right now the damaging in purchasing power that we will, definitely we will, if the governor of the Central Bank of Israel, Professor Amir Yaron, will not cool the economy. That's basically the main fear that we have. Anyway, we have to put this in the correct rubric. Most of economics in the world, the economies in the world, are suffering what we call stagflation. That is recession with inflation, and we are not there. Okay, we have strong economic growth and inflation. So what the Bank of Israel must do is just to cool the economy, because the economy is too hot. Okay, and what?
Well, what does that entail? What goes into cooling the economy from the Bank of Israel's point of view?
It's actually what we are seeing also in the EU and in the US, what the Federal Reserve is doing right now. It's just to high rates, to high refund rates. You must transform money. You have to transform money in something that it's not cheaper, but much more expensive, okay? So when the money is more expensive, you buy less houses, you buy less fruits, you buy less products, you invest less. So everything is start to decrease, and the economy, it's getting colder a little bit.
Well, so I just wanted to ask you a similar question to move on maybe to another issue in the economy, and that's, of course, the housing crisis. Prices have dramatically increased in cost with a 17.8% rise just this last year over 2021. How should or would the government begin to address this?
If I have the answer, I will be millionaire, or maybe the Ministry of Finance. Anyway, it's extremely complicated. It's an extremely complicated problem, because we are basically the main problem here. It's supply. Okay, right. It's supply. Israel has the highest rate of numbers of children, as you may know, in the whole OECD countries. Okay, so the Israeli population is all the time be greater and greater. And you must enlarge supply, and you must simplify all the things and all the bureaucracy and regulation that you have from the beginning of the process to the end. There is a sad joke that if you want to buy to your son as a bar mitzvah present flat in Israel, you have to start to construct when he gets born, because you need approximately 13 years in order to build something big. This is outrageous. Now things must be much more easier. Otherwise, we will have an extremely important social crisis, because as you know, this is a social issue. It's not just an economic one.
All right, Adrian Filut, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank you.